We have a mission. We want to deliver the best possible inspirational wargames terrain and dungeon terrain at an affordable price through 3D printing. Welcome to our crazy fantasy world. We'd like to invite you all because with the low cost of 3D printing, you can get access to our dreams and fantasies, and you can just print loads of it and enjoy a fully dressed table.
So my name is Magnus, and I'm one of two in the company MagTwo Creations. Basically, I do the 3D printing, the prototyping, all the tech.
My name is Magnus, and I'm the art department. It's a happy marriage between tech and the old world. That's the sort of the core of what we're doing.
10 years ago, if you wanted to make something, you need to learn how to model it, sculpt it by hand. But today, if I want something today, and I know how to sculpt it digital, or I can find it and download the file, then I can have it in physical in my hand the next day. That's the power of 3D printing. So we use, of course, at North, like almost 100% of all of our prototyping and own products as well when we do stuff. We really love the normal PLA Economy, the gray one, because it's well affordable. And then we actually have a new way to print with at North Textura. So it's like a little bit fuzzy on the skin, and it hides almost all of the lines. So it's a bit like magic. It's almost like printing with resin, but with a simple way.
A lot of designers maybe start off in the digital world entirely, and that's not the case at all with where I come from with this. I always start with building either from clay or foam or actual roots or whatever to get the feeling of the living world. This one here is the raw prototype, Mark 1, the first one I made, and it has been scanned and then reworked over time in the process, and we have added detail and features. So this is the fifth version of it and the final version. Inspiration can come from anywhere, from actual features in real life. Stena, it's ancient. It's this fantastic place overlooking the sea from a high vantage point, and all these ancient stones standing around. There's a special atmosphere and feeling, and I'd like to think that through the designs we try to capture that feeling and mystic touch, and in turn inspire the players to have a good time as they gather around and play together. We've printed these with a filament called Textura. It's developed for architects originally, but we find it's excellent for terrain as well. What we did with this one was that we spray painted a base coat onto it, so it's also excellent for when you do dry brushing. It's a special painting technique. It really receives the paint very well and adds texture and feel.
So at North has a special way that we haven't seen in any other filament company. We have the possibility to send all of the spools, the empty spools, back to AdNorth. And so as well with all of the PLA scrap. We can send it in a big bucket and send it to AdNorth, and they make new filament of it. And that is quite amazing.
The sum of what everyone brings to the table is the experience of the game. So the more you put in, a bit like pizza, the more ingredients you put in or everyone brings to the game, the better the game gets.